We are back. We are back.
We are.
So, what's going down today?
Today we're going down for real.
Are you nuts?
Just joking.
So you go check on our Instagram page as I told you, but there's a way that we phrased it. Can you please read it to us?
Yeah, so we posted the opinion poll topic today on our Instagram story. So we asked our people, is height a deal breaker when you're looking to go into a relationship? So in other words, will you consider someone's height if you're going to enter
Is it a green
relationship?
light?
Exactly. Either for a guy, would you date a lady who is taller than you, or for a lady, would you date a guy who's shorter than you?
You can even, can't we consider, like if it's a guy, maybe are you going to date a girl who is a bit shorter than you are? Or even a girl, I don't know. Can we just balance it to be short and tall and whatever in the process? Not guys only dating taller girls than they are and girls dating shorter guys than they are. I'm just saying, can we just look it in another angle of even girls dating guys who are taller than them, and even guys dating girls who are shorter than they are? Does it make
That's
sense?
the normal thing, so we can't really
That's
consider
the normal way.
that's the normal
of everything.
way.
That's how it should be.
Yeah, that's the normal.
No, but okay.
drunk.
Here is one thing. Here's one thing. Sometimes, let's just give an example of a guy who is, in a relationship with a girl. You find that a girl is too short, like she reaches.
Yeah, but that's
here.
not a deal breaker.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
That's not a deal breaker.
sorry.
It's not something that is abnormal.
I mean,
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, so it's normal for a guy. A guy is supposed to be taller than their lady. So the fact that he's excessively tall, it's not really a big deal.
so it being a deal breaker for me would be if you two love each other, if there is real love, if there is true love, if there's honesty, there's genuine love there, then I don't see why height should be a deal breaker. Because if you love someone because of how short they are or because of how tall they are, that's not love. That is love with beauty standards involved. You get me? Yeah.
You mean you don't have any standards when it comes to you choosing your partner?
Let me tell you, if
Physical standards,
I don't go with physical standards while choosing a partner. Do you know why? Because what I am looking for is the inner person, not the outer person. Because the outer person, you're going to grow old, you're going to get wrinkles, you're going to be all worry. But then
I feel that's a lie.
it's not a lie. But when you grow up with this person, you're in love with them. You're going to see them grow gray hair. You're going to see them become. So when it becomes to height or whatever physical attachment it can be, I don't really qualify that as love.
I believe everyone has their standards, whether you like it or
That's
not.
my own opinion when an opinion poll.
Okay, but true. So I want to ask, we actually rephrased this question. Originally, it went like, would you pass over? So if you met a guy and you're interested, you haven't even started dating, but there's a possibility of something to happen, would you ignore that possibility? Would you ignore all the signs and be like, he's shorter than me, so let me not even get involved because I don't want to catch feelings, because in the end he's not my ultimate goal type of guy. So before anything goes deeper, let's say you're not in a relationship, you've not spent a lot of time together, would you pass him over? Would you leave him just because of his height?
No, I wouldn't leave him because of his height. Because Tina, there's one thing about love that is more than height or any physical attachment to it. So if I love you and there's such a connection between me and you, and there's such a genuine affair that is going on between us, then I don't put a beauty standard or height standard of like I should marry someone who's way taller than me or who is not my height, because if I wear heels I'll be taller than him, or if I do this something will be like no.
Okay.
There is nothing like loving someone when you know you love them regardless of how tall they are, because of how short they are, because of how whatever they are. So if you love a lady and she's probably taller than you, it means nothing when you guys love each other. It means nothing when you're ready to spend the rest of your life with this person. There's a lot of body shaming that comes with that as well. I think we always talk about people being plus size, but we have not also seen that there's also body shaming when it comes to height. Look at how tall she is, look at how short he is, how was she able to choose such a guy, or how was he able to choose such a lady, you know? But people always speak before they actually realize that there's something real going on between the two of them. So I think that would be my opinion. It wouldn't be a deal breaker for me.
Should I go next? Okay, here is what I think, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, because at the end of the day, this is what I think, and it's an opinion poll. Everybody has their opinions. I think we all have our standards, what you look for in a man. And honestly, you might not like to say it in public, but you have something that you base on when you're choosing your partner, because it doesn't just happen naturally. And even, you know, for Christians, when you pray for a kind of man that you want. You specify what you need in a man. So for me, if you haven't, you know, like gotten to the phase of being in a relationship, I would pass that guy. I am so sorry. Because as females, and if we can be honest enough, when you have a taller guy who is taller than you are, you feel, you know, protected. It's just a natural feeling that happens. You know, you feel protected, you feel comfortable, and you feel like you can show this guy off. And it's something that really happens. So for me, sometimes, you know, you don't have to, I mean, you don't get a chance to discuss with who you love. Sometimes when this person is your person, it just happens. It clicks naturally and you fall for this person. But just in case I haven't fallen for this person, if it just didn't happen naturally and I have a choice to make, I would pass the short guy. I would do so.
Yeah, and I agree with something that you said. Sometimes these things just happen naturally and you end up falling for a guy that you didn't necessarily think was your type. So you're not looking, you are in your own zone and you're not even looking for a guy, and the guy falls into your laps and you end up falling for him. And let's say if you thought you wanted someone who is like literally taller, half your size, and he's not, he's probably the same height as you or a bit shorter, or just not the height preference that you ever thought, but then you fell for him. That is very understandable. That I would go for that. If things happen naturally, I believe in fate. I believe in things doing themselves. I don't like forcing things normally. So if you end up falling for a person and he's the same height as you or a bit shorter, that's understandable, because we don't help the people that we fall in love with. But if you have time on your hands and you're like, okay, I've set out to look for someone. In my opinion, I would definitely go for someone taller than me, because let's face it, I'm a tall lady, and
But if you're the same height, you would pass them?
No, I wouldn't pass them. If we're the same height, I would definitely
okay
go for them.
with the same height? Oh, Harja, what are you doing?
You should
Okay,
doesn't
I'm
mind.
sorry.
If they're the same height, I'm going for you. If you're taller, that's a +1. If you're a bit shorter, and it happened naturally,
Yeah.
it is what it is. But that's just how it is sometimes. You end up having these stereotypes in your head. You want this, you want this, you want this, and your opportunity passes you by. Yet there was a guy there who was willing to love you for who you are, but since you see a lot of movies, the guy has to sweep you off your feet, and he can't do that just because he's shorter than you. Do you know how many successful couples are out there? Look at Nick Jonas and Priyanka Chopra.
We have the picture of them, right?
Exactly.
I put it there. So
Exactly. Look at Nick Jonas and
Oh,
Priyanka
God.
Chopra.
Priyanka is too tall.
Very tall, but they're both handsome and beautiful human beings. Then that's the opposite of Dwayne Wade and Gabriel. He's way taller than her, and that comes the essence of you thinking you want to feel protected. But it's all about what you put in your head at the end of the day. Let me see another couple that I don't know if you guys know this guy, Keith Urban and Nicole Kidman. That's an actress and a country singer. She's way taller than him. And so at the end of the day, just if you're...
How did this guy end up with an Indian lady?
She's Indian American.
She's Indian American.
Really?
Yeah.
But how did that happen?
You never
Are
know.
they married?
Odds
Yes.
just
They're
miss.
married.
Eh.
For how long?
For how long? For like
For
2
3
years.
years. 3 years. And the funny thing is
Yeah.
that she's 10 years older than him. Same way.
So you want to talk about age?
We should talk about age sometime.
No, can we talk about it? I mean, we are here.
Yeah, why not? Would you?
Same thing
I
as
don't want to go there.
same thing as hate.
Exactly
You
the
know.
same thing as height.
Tell us.
Age, no.
You wouldn't?
You wouldn't.
If you're older than the guy?
It's just no. It's a deal breaker for me.
Oh, finally, we have seen something that is a deal breaker.
a deal breaker for me. Because me and I think he's 7 years older than me.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So he's.
So what if it was the opposite?
But it's
So
the
if you
standards
was-
that you have set for yourself, right?
No, it's not a standard.
yes,
It's,
they're
it's
standards
my
because
mind.
it's
It's
standard.
my mind that is against me. But rather, let me tell you, I wouldn't judge anybody who chooses to love someone. I
But
never.
for you wouldn't.
We're asking for your
No,
opinion.
let me tell you. For Priyanka Chopra
You said it's
and Nick
something
Jonas,
with, Gabriel,
Gabriel and Dwayne. Gabriel is 10 years older than Dwayne Wade.
how? The guy
How?
is way taller.
So?
That guy is so tall.
Haven't you met a person who is, like 16, but he looks
So
way,
tall.
I mean, he looks like he has
Gabriel
30.
is how old?
Gabriel is
40
47.
something.
I think
48.
Hollywood should.
48.
I think Hollywood should recruit
Dwayne
Martina.
Wade
Because of the way she's like
38.
so informed.
I grew up watching these things, my guy.
You grew up watching Nickelodeon, don't lie to us.
No way. I grew up watching a lot
That is
of
not
things.
the subject. Tell us, continue.
Anyway, so yeah, I think love, if he's 10 years older than you or he's whatever older than you, I think it's just about.
And the mystery that you had about love or cars and you fall for this guy, would you? Give
Okay,
him up?
let's even isn't things. Let's say you've started dating a guy, age never came into the
Into the
topic
picture, yeah.
or the picture, or let's say he even lied to you about his age. Then you're 1 year down, you're falling for each other, and then he comes up to you and comes clean and is like, babe, I'm 6 years younger than you. What would you do?
Maybe you're
fallen in
30,
love.
he's 24.
Yes.
Or he is 24, you're 27.
And you're fallen in love.
There's some age
What would
gap
happen?
that is
No,
understandable.
let's say 10 years.
understandable.
Let's say you're 35 and he's 25.
I wouldn't.
But you wouldn't have known. Would you break up with him after 2 years
So
of
you
being
mean
together?
Gabriel didn't know?
No, she knew. But I'm telling you, let's say if he lied to you so that he could have a chance with you. You know, some
He
people
lied to me and then we get even married and then he tells me at the
No, not getting married. He wouldn't do that to you.
Okay,
Can
when
understand.
we still can finish things, if we're still in that session where you can finish things.
I know
10
you.
years.
Let me
10
tell you
years.
one thing.
10 years is
wouldn't-
something
okay,
else.
it is something that is
If
weird.
it is 3 years or 2 years or 1 year, that's okay. Really. But 10 years? Eh?
They
No,
can
it's
be-
about Baba Ihogut. You think there's
I'm
something
not judging them. That's the thing I told you. It's my own opinion.
No, I'm trying to show you that it's not really a big deal.
It's like I'm getting.
I'm a big
You remember
deal.
what we talked about society. It's not something that we grew up seeing, but we know that, giving an example of the aunties that you have or even the moms that we have, you find that the age gap that is between them and their husbands is like 10, 8 or whatever, but we find it to be normal when it is in the case of a girl and the guy, when the guy is older than the girl. But I don't know, I don't find anything weird about it other than that the society doesn't agree with it or isn't used to having that kind of relationship. But for me, it wouldn't even be a case. I mean,
Age is just a number.
it's just a number. And I saw a video of a girl saying that I will be 23 from now on up to the next 30 years because I choose 23. It's just a number.
True.
Exactly.
Anyway, let's read the comments so that we can wrap up with this section.
Yes. These are some of the comments that we had.
Can we have the videos before we read?
Yeah, sure. Let's first.
Let's see what other people think about.
Okay.
Height matter when dating a guy?
I'm quite short, but height does matter a bit. Like, I have to be a bit taller than me because I'm like 5'2", so a little bit, yeah.
So would you ever date a guy that's shorter than you?
Look, I have in the past, not regrettable, definitely.
Regrettable, that's not good. Sorry bro if you're watching, by the way, sorry.
No, I don't think it should, but it obviously does because people have like preferences. For me, I probably want a girl to be shorter than me, which is probably the same as most guys. I don't know if girls really care if they're taller than the guy, but they probably do. But no, it shouldn't matter at all.
One thing that we forgot to add, there's things about height and age, it brings about insecurities.
Yeah.
If a guy is shorter than you, he'll always feel that complex in people. So, it comes with a lot of things. So, some of the comments, this is from Gad Mwenzi. He says, no, it wouldn't be a deal breaker for him in terms of going into a relationship. And then La Teniette 250 says no. And then Rosine Peace says yes, it will be a deal breaker. And then Klepi, sorry for that, says to a guy it is a deal breaker. How will you be able to kiss your girl when she's taller? Very true. And then Ineza Merci.
She bends or she comes a little bit down.
That's the
guy does
great
this.
thing. And then Ineza Merci says no and no. Marebe Liana says yes. Santos says yeah. Bitewe n'icyo umuntu akunda. And then Iko UW says yeah. And then Liliane Girenshuti says big time. It is a deal breaker. So those are the comments that we had. People definitely have mixed opinions, but that's the whole point of the opinion poll. We love hearing your opinions, so keep sending them in.
Yeah, and it's what we think. And those who pitched in, thank you so much. And thank you for your opinion, Mama.
You're very welcome. And let us go to the morning breakfast section.